Hi, and thanks for tuning in, or the more modern way of saying it, thanks for clicking the link that brought you to this video. Stronghold CMD version 1.30 has been in development for a long time, a few months shy of 2 years. While actual time spent developing was low, there are a few significant changes this time around. I have tweaked a few things that have already been developed and made them smoother, solved some major usability issues with the program, started and paused development of other features, as well as completed some that are worth mentioning. While there is a lot of things that I wanted to include in this release, I found they just couldn't make it in time. Delaying much later to include these features was out of the question, as I had already been well overdue for a new release and video. There are a number of reasons why this release took so long to come out. The main reason was that hobbyware.org was on break for close to a year. I was mentally exhausted with trying to solve a certain problem that the program was having. The program was experiencing an issue where it would run fine for a few days and then it would lock up. I tried everything I could to try and fix the issue. However, each time I fired it up for testing, after thinking I might have found what was causing it, I was taken back to a dark place where the program crashed again 3 days later. I was starting to feel like I was in over my head and that my problem-solving skills were just not good enough. After taking the break, I decided to rewrite a major section of the way the program operated. And wouldn't you know it, I had finally solved the year-long problem I was working on. In the end, what solved my issue was that I changed from using WPF with Direct Show to using GMF Play to display the video of the avatar that shows the animations that the program is feeling.
I wanted to use 2.4 GHz TCP to show the video of the robot moving around the room. This presented a problem. First, the video was choppy. The more crowded the Wi-Fi network, the choppier it was. Why did I want to use 2.4 GHz? Because the range would be far superior to that of a 5 GHz Wi-Fi. But the said video was too choppy on this avenue of approach to proceed. I had a very good suggestion presented to me by someone who stopped by my booth at Maker Faire Calgary. Why not use UDP and implement the RTSP protocol? It was a great idea, one that in theory could have improved the speed by 2/3 given there is no TCP handshake and less packets to transfer. It is also one I wish I had time to implement, but it would not be a simple process. I instead switched the network to a 5 GHz network and frame rates drastically improved. So I thought I would test it out. How far would a 5 GHz network go in my condo unit, where there is a lot of Wi-Fi networks on the go? And how much less would that be compared to a 2.4 GHz network? The difference in distance was nothing, going against all logic. Both made it a total of 68 feet from the router before the controls wouldn't function. With these results, the obvious choice was 5 GHz simply because the video frame rate was faster. The next thing on the list was interfacing the robot to the command and control portion of the program. Now a thing of the past, but you used to have to go to the robot and start the TCP listener and the robot controls, and then go to the command and control and start the video feed. This type of setup doesn't work due to the fact that you may not have access to the robot when you want to view the video feed and control the robot around the house. For example, when you're at work and you want to see if the doors in the house were locked. So a simple reconfiguration of the setup now allows you to connect to the robot simply by accessing the robot feature of Stronghold CMD. The process is much more streamlined and brings this feature out of prototype and into production. At the top of Stronghold CMD, on the ribbon, there are 3 new sections, 2 of which I will talk about now. IoT devices and SMS devices. These 2 features are only a shell at this point and are non-functional. They were paused to allow the development of other features. I am hoping to finish these up for Stronghold CMD version 1.40. Basically, for the first iteration of IoT devices, this will allow you to connect a wall wart to the system. The wall wart will allow you to plug a device into the power of a wall and will allow you to talk to Stronghold CMD from a different room from where the main command and control is, essentially extending the range to the entire house. The second section is SMS devices, things like a cell phone. You will basically be able to register your cell phone and get alerts from your house while you are away. Example, there is somebody at your front door, somebody has just entered your house, your door is unlocked, etc. Again, this is just a shell at this point and will come into production in a future release. The third button added to the ribbon is the app section. This contains specialty one-off things that I wanted to incorporate into the program. The first of which is a plant cam, which is exactly how it sounds, a camera that watches plants grow. I wanted to create this to ultimately create a time-lapse video of my plants from seedling to full-on fruiting and flowering of the plants. Using an IP camera that I found on Amazon, I implemented a C# RTSP development that someone had kindly shared on GitHub to take pictures of the plants several times a day, which can be set up in the app. You can also track how long the plant has been growing and whether it is in the vegetative or flowering fruiting light cycles.
This pretty much sums up the changes found in Stronghold CMD version 1.30. I hope to keep pace this year and develop and create the next version of Stronghold CMD in the coming months. With a little luck, we'll have another update before the end of the year. I hope you enjoy the features that I develop in Stronghold CMD. I would be delighted if you implemented Stronghold CMD in your house, but it is not for the faint of heart. The program is given away freely on hobbyware.org, along with the code. So even if you're not interested in using Stronghold CMD, but want to see the code I used to develop certain sections of the program, download the source code, cut, paste, and modify to your will. Lastly, I would be grateful if you shared this video with your like-minded friends, and give some thumbs up or comment below. Until next time, thanks for watching, and enjoy.